Thank you for joining us today. Zenith Infotech is excited to share with you our partner perspective on staff efficiency and motivation. My name is Todd Wolpert, Senior Account Manager with Zenith Infotech. Today joining me is Bhatia from NetActivity. The presentation will last approximately 45 minutes and will be interactive with answers to questions partners previously submitted as well as questions submitted during the webinar. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the presentation. Please feel free to type your question in Ask a Question box on the left portion of your screen and hit Submit. We will be answering questions throughout the presentation or as time permits. If you experience any technical difficulties during today's event, please follow the instructions provided to you at the time of registration. This presentation will be available on demand within 24 hours of the original broadcast. You can use the same link that you used today to join. The link, as well as the PDF of the presentation and additional documents, will be emailed to you within the next 24 hours. As previously introduced, Bhatia is from NetActivity. NetActivity was founded in 2002 and is a Microsoft certified gold partner in network and advanced networking infrastructure. Some areas of focus are VoIP, managed services, backup disaster recovery, and software development. NetActivity has been a Zenith partner since about 2003 and currently has 8 employees. Harry has been in the IT business for over 20 years. So let's start with the presentation. Let me transfer this over to Harry.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome.
Talking about staff efficiency and motivation. We all try to get very large sales of managed services in the contract. So let's assume your sales guy walks in with about $50,000 a month in sale. Well, now we got to deliver it. The challenge always is how to best use your money to provide those services. Over the years, we've seen many models. There are companies out there who've done complete outsourcing. They've outsourced their help desk, their back-end support to companies like Zenith or other companies. Most of them try to keep their face time with the client. That's the part they keep in-house. More managing the interface with the client, obviously that's critical. We have seen companies who keep pretty much everything in-house, just do the monitoring with Zenith. So that's another end of spectrum. And then there is, hybrid model which come in multiple different variations. So we kind of combine the two models for ourselves.
Right. So which model do you focus on, Harry?
We are very much hybrid. We keep certain services. We have a NOC in Cleveland. We do our level 1, level 2 out there. We outsource obviously the back-end BDR, and we outsource the monitoring services to Zenith. We outsource a lot of other services to other partners who do our payroll, our HR, and so on. But so we try to keep the interface with the client in-house.
Right.
Do a lot of tickets in-house. That's the model we've taken.
Right. A lot of the on-site work you keep for your techs to go out. Whenever you do have the larger sales, is there a matrix that you keep to as far as how many clients or desktops or servers that you try to keep with how many employees you have? Is there?
There is no clear-cut formula on it. The way we do it is we'll put in, depending upon the workload showing up on our NOC. If we can handle it, we'll keep going at it. If we see larger tickets coming in than we can handle, we'll outsource a certain part of it to back-end support from Zenith, for example, on servers end, and then try and handle the first level. That might be one way we go till we can get another body in place. That my body might be in the Cleveland office, or that body might be in the Delhi office, all depending upon what kind of workload we got. Where are we seeing the stress level? Do we have a lot of projects coming up? Do we have weekend work coming up, which is bringing the stress level? If the weekend work is the stress level, then we'll go in and get in part-time people to come help us take us through those projects instead of hiring a full-time person. So it all depending upon what we need.
Right. As far as the managed services piece, is there a particular, let's say, device that provides that's the most difficult to manage? Let's say desktop or servers or printers? What do you find to be the most difficult?
Well, if you start looking at calls, and I think most partners would agree with me, I don't have the exact number, but I would fairly guess probably 60-70% of the calls we see are desktop related.
Right.
There are very few calls and server related. When they happen, they happen. They are disastrous, but most of the time the calls are for desktop. So desktop, as Microsoft says, the total cost of ownership of a desktop is very high.
Right.
So that's something we are working at, trying to bring that to, to be able to lock that down, to be able to make that cost lower, to be able to make it more effective.
Right.
So our team can handle more desktops than we are handling today.
Right, right. Now, obviously, this presentation is about efficiency. So, you had just mentioned that you work with the hybrid model, and that's become something that your in-house staff has been working with as far as taking a lot of the project-based work in-house, letting Zenith take care of more of the server-based issues or after hours. Obviously you've been in the business for quite some time. How have you seen things change, let's say, over the last 3 or 4 years?
Well, things have changed a lot. I mean, when we started off and we were going client to client, our office used to be much smaller. We didn't expect our consultants to be in our office at all. They were in the field all the time. So now they are pretty much 95% time in the office. With the new tools and everything Zenith and other partners have provided with ConnectWise and so on partners, there is so much effective way of handling the same situations. Right. That you can handle much more. So the business has changed a lot and the way we are going with the new smart style and the cloud computing, it's going to change even further. I think it's going to become more and more. You would have your own hardware and your own software at client sites, giving you a control on that end too. That's a control which we as a managed services provider do not have today.
Right.
We deal with a Dell at one location and HP another location. We deal with white boxes at another location. So you don't have any control on the environment.
Right.
We're not like a large enterprise who can say, okay, we got only Dell dimensions out there. It's difficult for us because the environment's not controlled.
Right.
As we get into the new world of cloud computing and we control it, I think it'll make it easier for us to manage them, and we should be able to manage many more devices, hence increasing again the efficiency of our staff.
Right. I know that's one thing that a lot of the partners that I work with have difficulty with is obviously becoming efficient, especially when they're using Zenith and our Knox services. How do you actually manage? Zenith might be able to take actual server work off your plate, but we're also creating tickets for you. I know that's something we just discussed over lunch, but I thought it was interesting how you have your organization set up. I know that I have a partner that he just received a large order from a client as far as managed services, and now he's using our service desk. They're using